I'm here at the MAGFest 13 Marketplace with DJ Cutman, who is the frontman behind Game Chops, which you can see the logo right here. Before I jump up what it is, why don't you tell me what Game Chops is?
Game Chops is a record label for video game remixes.
Awesome. So do you have mostly chiptune music? Is it rock music? Is it a mix? Like, who all can participate in it?
So it's mostly dance music. I'm a DJ, as the first two letters of my name would indicate. So Game Chops is music for DJs and for people who like dance music. They're video game songs, video game compositions, reimagined and reproduced as dance music.
That's awesome. And how long have you been a DJ for?
I've been DJing for 5 years. Before that, I was working as a studio engineer, so the transition was a little bumpy at first, but I was able to use a lot of my studio knowledge to bolster my DJing.
That's awesome. And what inspired you to go towards chiptune and take on the persona of Cutman?
I'm not sure what started this whole thing, but I always loved chiptune music and I always loved video game music. I actually do a weekly podcast called This Week in Chiptune. Every week on Wednesday night, I do a fresh improvised mix on, I stream it and it's available on SoundCloud and iTunes. It's a podcast. That's what it is. I do a podcast every week on Wednesdays of new chiptune music that's come out from chiptune musicians all over the world. And then the other half of my life is Game Chops, this video game remix label, because the two things I really love are classic chiptune music and classic video game music. So new chiptune compositions by artists from all over the place. That's a great way to sort of rebirth that great new sound. And taking my favorite compositions from video games and remixing them into dance music is a way to take those childhood memories of my favorite tunes from like Sonic the Hedgehog and The Legend of Zelda and update them so I can enjoy them in a whole new way.
Who all is a part of Game Chops? Like, what are some names we should be looking for in your catalog?
So we are growing. We have 10 artists right now. Some of the guys that I played with this weekend at MAGFest included Grimecraft and Benjamin Briggs. Ben used to be a big remixer on Overclocked Remix. He still does some work with them, but I sort of got him to come over to Game Chops to do a couple tracks for us, and he's great, man. That guy has been awesome. I've been a huge fan of his music since before I met him, and he was one of the first guys who convinced me to take Game Chops from just a fun little video game remix website and turn it into a real label.
That's great. And when did Game Chops initially form?
The name Game Chops started back in 2010 with some little beats that I made working late nights in the recording studio job that I had. But it became an official label in 2012 when we started licensing and putting out video game remix albums like our new album Spin Dash. And just a few months ago it became a registered LLC, a real business in Pennsylvania, where I live in Philly.
That is fantastic. Actually, I know some people in Philly. So how would you say the chiptune scene is here at MAGFest? Do you think it's growing? Like, are you excited about the future for it? I think the chiptune scene here at MAGFest is awesome, and in the whole world I think the chiptune scene is great. At MAGFest we're seeing a big presence from Chiptunes Win, the free chiptune net label that puts out these epic, huge chiptune compilations. I've done a lot of mastering work for Chiptunes Win, and they're running the chip stage the chip stage right upstairs, where chiptune musicians are playing all throughout the day. They're doing open mics and letting new guys get on stage and perform, and it's really, really awesome. I think that chiptune music and video game music, while separate scenes, are both growing and are growing together. We're seeing this cross-pollination of guys like Ben Briggs, who are originally video game remixers, now doing some chiptune music, and we're seeing guys like me who have produced some chiptune music in the past starting to focus on video game music. So it's really, really cool. And where do you see Game Chops going from here now?
Wow, that's a good question. You know, my goal with Game Chops was threefold. I wanted to give back to the video game remix community by putting out great quality video game remixes. I wanted to give back to the video game remixers themselves, guys like Ben and Grimecraft, by allowing them through licensing to make video game remixes that they're able to sell so they can support themselves and make more music. And I wanted to give back to the game industry. I wanted to through that licensing, we're able to, every time you buy an album from Game Chops, a portion goes back to the original publisher, Sega or Nintendo, and then goes back to the composers. So it's really a way that, like, me as a fan and get my Game Chops artists as video game fans can contribute to the game industry through our music.
That sounds amazing. Now, where can we find Game Chops and like everyone's music?
You can find everything at GameChops.com. The whole catalog is right there for streaming. You can also check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GameChops, which is where we post all of our music, trailers for our new albums, and we post links to where you can download them.
That's fantastic. So guys, make sure, check out Game Chops. This is their logo right here. You got DJ Cutman and so many great artists. I saw him spin with DJ Grimecraft last night. That was awesome.
Thank you.
The crowd went wild. It was honestly a fantastic night. So make sure you guys check them out. I'm going to put all the links down in the little doobly thing description at the bottom.
The doobly thing.
Yes, the thing at the bottom of the video. And make sure you guys check them out. Have a good day.